What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere, Brandon Janeau Show. Social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, Brandon Janeau Show, and of course, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Go like, subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Um, Even with the negative comments, I still comment back. Um, Hope you guys enjoy this episode because tonight it is I Bleed Sports. Oh, yeah. A lot of things going on. A lot of crazy things have been going on. First things first. Um, if yesterday was the last time we will see Deontay Wilder fight, great career. Great career. Um, Deontay Wilder was a sight to behold, man. When he was that dude, one of the most deadliest knockout power punchers maybe ever. Like the dude had fuck dynamite. The motherfucker had atomic nuclear power in his fucking punches. And then one night he went up against a guy named Tyson Fury, and he hit him with that punch, and Tyson Fury got the fuck up. And you're like, ew. So you can get up from this shit. Deontay Wilder's career has been great, but that rivalry with Tyson Fury, that trilogy with Tyson Fury, um, particularly the second fight, and his fights since then have been a lot to desire. I remember his fight after he had the trilogy with Tyson Fury. I forgot the guy's name he fought, Robert something, and he knocked him out in the first round. Everybody's like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's Deontay Wilder's back," and that was like, no. He has fought two times since then. Both times he just don't look. You know what it is? Deontay Wilder was so dangerous, but all you had to train for was to avoid his one punch. That's all you had to train for. And all they felt like he did was train to execute that one punch. His last two fights that he's had yesterday, and I want to say for uh, Joshua Parker, and Saudi as well, a couple of fights ago. Um, he just didn't look good. Like he didn't look good. And again, it goes into he jumped into boxing so late in his life that yes, because he was so electrifying with that one punch, he never really had to he never really had to um pretty much learn how to box, how to set up that punch. He never learned how to jab. He never it was a lot to be desired of his career. And I wish that he would have the first fight with Tyson Fury, which I think was the best fight between them. I know the third fight gets a lot of praise, a lot of love because of the knockdowns, but that was the best boxing match that Deontay Wilder had against Tyson Fury. Like that was the best one he had. If you go watch it right now on YouTube, I think it's on YouTube, but they shouldn't. I don't think they took it down. But you go watch that first fight, you will say it there and say, "Wow, Deontay Wilder actually had it. Like he could have beaten Tyson Fury. It was just the second fight, he just didn't show up. The third fight, he looks so. I would never say he was afraid because if you get in a a ring, you ain't afraid. That is damn near. You're playing with literally your life. One punch can literally end your entire life. So I would never sit there and say he was afraid in that fight. But I definitely feel like he knew he was outskilled. I definitely feel like he knew at that point in time, if I don't land this one punch and knock Tyson's ass down, I'm fucked. And to see that man, oh my god, like the ending of that third fight between him and Tyson Fury, to see him get punched and fall like he did, oh god. I thought he died. I thought he was dead. Like real shit. Like man, the way he hit that ground, man. Uh-uh. Yeah, the first fight between them two was great. But now people, of course, will sit there and say, oh man, that means we're not gonna get the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. I don't want to see that fight. I kind of gave up on that fight a long time ago. I'm more so. I don't know what the hell happens. I know Fury and Usyk are going to fight again. They announced that they will be fighting. I think in December 21st. Also in Saudi Arabia. Um, I'm looking forward to that fight. I think it'd be pretty cool to see that fight again. Um, and I think that might be the last fight for Fury if he wins or loses. Um, outside of maybe if he wins, he fights Joshua. But outside of that, I don't think they're gonna fight each other. I don't think. I think if Fury loses again to Usyk, I think he's just gonna leave. I think he's gonna retire. Um, but yeah, man, if that was the last fight Deontay Wilder ever had as a professional, I know he wishes he would have went out on his shield. When he fought Fury in the second fight, the third fight was just that knockout at the end was just, whew, Lord Jesus. Um, but but the last couple fights he's had is just you can tell like what I think he lost his confidence. I think the second Fury fight he lost his confidence because of how he got beat down. It wasn't just how Fury was winning. Fury like embarrassed him. Like he beat the shit out of Wilder in that second fight. It was not even like it was a close fight. It was an ass whooping all that night. It was like what the fuck? And I think Wilder lost his confidence since that fight. You're not afraid of him. You're not afraid of him. And when a fighter loses their confidence, because you can fake it for so long until you get back in the ring with somebody that can actually use that against you. The third fight against Fury and the fight against Parker and yesterday, yeah, I think he lost his confidence. I think he lost his confidence after that second fight with Fury. The way he lost, the how he lost, the fact that Fury literally was licked blood off this man. Like yo, it that was life changing. I think it was career defining for him because of how he lost, and that was his first loss ever in his career too. It was bad. It was like it was like a kid playing with a fucking against a fucking pro team. It was demoralizing to see that type. I think, and ever since then, I think Wilder has been trying to get his confidence back. It just never came back. The third fight against Fury, he knocked him down twice in that fight and he could never get him the fuck down. I think seeing that in the first round, the first fight, okay, shocking off. Fury got back up. Holy fuck. Okay, cool. You knock him down two times in the third fight, and he popped up like it was nothing and still finished you off. Yeah, you kind of got a little bit more like I can't beat this fucking dude. I think he lost his. I think he lost his confidence after that second fight. I think he lost his confidence. I think actually he lost his confidence in the first fight when he tried to knock him out and he knocked him out. If he popped up and still made it a draw, like yeah, I think Wilder never regained his confidence after that fight. After that trilogy, particularly after the first fight, that 12th round knockout. I remember being at my brother's house watching that fight, and Fury popped up. It was like, what the fuck? This motherfucker got up. like we were in the house like, yo, it's over, it's over. And then Fury popped up. We were like, yo, this motherfucker popped up. The fuck? Yeah, that deflated him. I think that took his because it showed him, wow, I didn't end him, and that's his punch. That's the game over, cut the lights out punch, and he never beat Fury with it. And then not only that, like I said, the second fight, I think it just took his confidence because every fight he fought since then, since that second fight with Fury, he never looked like he used to look. Like he used to set up these punches with his jab, and everybody talks about the fight that he knocked old dude out, and dude was laying on the ropes. And dude was laying on the ropes. And shit. Yo, that is like the funniest fucking thing. I'm sorry. Like I get it. But the way he was talking shit to Wilder at that press conference, and Wilder went in there in the first fucking this nigga Euro stepped. He whoop, bow. And he Euro step. Whoop, whoop, bow. Caught that shit was different. Yo, he caught that nigga so hard that punch. Yo, man, yeah, man, yeah, man. Wilder's career, though, man. If this is literally his last fight, if this is really his last fight, man. A lot of great memories, but he was never the same after that fight with Fury. The first one I think really stunned him. It was like, whoa! I laid him out with my best punch, and he got the fuck up. The second fight took his confidence. After that, he never was the same. You could see it in the third fight. He was very cautious on how he hit Fury. He did not want to come out there. He tried to box him and he couldn't because Fury was just more skilled than him, and he just never lived up to it. I just feel like what Wilder could have been. I don't know because after that fight with Fury, that second fight particularly, his confidence was gone. And you could tell if you watched him fight before the Fury fight and after the Fury fight, you can tell his confidence was gone. Like you could tell the that that bark that he had, that ability to just lay you the fuck out and you need to be afraid of me, that was gone. And it sucks. But for what he's accomplished in his career, the man is gonna go down as one of the greatest knockout boxers of all time. You can hate it, but it's the fucking truth. So if that was the last fight for Deontay Wilder had last night, great career. Great career. Whew. All right. So yesterday was the first time that the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky. Why is that so significant? Because it was the first time Caitlin Clark played Angela Reese in the WNBA. Side note, also the season debut, first game of her career in the WNBA, Camila Cardoso, who was taken third overall in the draft this past year for the WNBA for the Chicago Sky. The Fever won 71-70. But of course, like everything, when it comes to situations like this, it's not about the game at all. It's not about the game at all. It's about the players, particularly the player, Caitlin Clark. In, I want to say the third, fourth quarter, she got hip checked by Chicago Sky player Chelsea Carter. I want to say Chauncey Carter. Uh, like I told my brother Juan today on our show, that was unnecessary. Very uncalled for. I don't give a fuck how many angles people want to pull up on social media for to defend her, Carter. That was very unnecessary. You didn't need to do that. Particularly when you know the entire fucking world, most of the planet, most of the country is going to be watching this game. And you took it in your power to do that. What fucking reason? That didn't make any sense. It was just, and I get it. We could make every excuse under the book for it. It was just fucking stupid. Don't do it. Because now it's not about how the game was or how competitive it was or how good it was or it being the first time Angela Reese and Caitlin Clark are facing each other in the WNBA or Camila Cadosa's first game ever. It is completely shifted to race, um, what um, WNBA being unfair to Caitlin Clark because of how hard she's getting hit sometimes in these games. Uh, it's turned into even some people may even turn this into something where it's like a sexual thing where women can't be. Well, it is a sexual thing because every time I turn on fucking TV or look at the comments on social media, particularly comments on social media, is these women are jealous of her. I've never heard y'all talk about fucking men like that. But these women, every 5 seconds, is these women are jealous of her. These women are jealous of her. That's why they're doing this. I've never heard you niggas ever in my life. I have heard one motherfucker say this upcoming season, the Detroit Lions are gonna have it out for Caleb Williams because he's the number one pick and he's been talking shit and he's been saying all this shit. They just jealous of him. What? No, it's competitive. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But this is completely fucking shifted to the game was competitive. It was a good game. It was the first time that Caitlin Clark and Asia Reese even played each other, and it's turned into race, unfair treatment to Caitlin Clark, that these women are jealous of her, which is, and this shit is crazy, man. All day I've seen this on social media. Since yesterday, this shit has been continuously this way. Here's my thing. Like I told my brother Juan today. These women are not jealous of Caitlin Clark. I know. Y'all want it to be that way. These women are not jealous of Caitlin Clark. They are definitely pissed off at her. That is the one emotion that I haven't heard people say. They are completely and utterly pissed off at this girl. And you can sit there and say that's jealousy, whatever, or that's envy, or whatever the fuck you want to say. But I can definitely say they are pissed off at her. And it's not really her. Like I told my brother Juan today, it is the media. The media has made this girl this white hope for the WNBA. This is why I said a couple weeks ago, if I was the WNBA, I would have Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese be the fucking faces of the league. Why does it have to be just Caitlin Clark? That is the dumbest shit on the planet. Because when you have just, you're like, this is the reason, she's the reason. It's like you create this bullshit scenario where it's like some of your fans are going to get turned off by this shit, and you're going to have dumbass people sit on TV every fucking day and say the schedule should be easy for Caitlin Clark. Why are y'all making her play all these hard ass teams early in the season? What makes it? What sense does that make? First, y'all wanted her on TV. Now you're complaining about the team she's playing on the TV. Because at the end of the day, you gotta still sell a fucking league. You don't want her to play against the fucking what Seattle Storm. You don't want her to play against these teams that are not good at all. You want her to play your best teams in the WNBA. That's how the fuck leagues work. Keller Williams' second week in the league is going to play the Houston Texans. Houston is projected to win the AFC South again this year. That's what the fuck. CJ Stroud is the second best, is in his second year as a rookie last year, took his team to the playoffs. And y'all are sitting up there. I ain't heard not one motherfucker sit there and say, I can't believe they gonna put Keller Williams on TV against CJ Stroud. Don't they know better? What the fuck sense does that make? What are you talking about? You're going to put this girl against the best teams in your league because you want to still represent your league. So she's going to play the Liberty on TV. She's going to play the Sun on TV. She's going to play the Aces on TV. That's what the fuck she's supposed to be doing. You want the best to play against her. You don't want some bullshit ass scenario where she's playing against Seattle Storm or like Washington's pretty good this year, but the Washington Monarchs or like the Phoenix Mercury. You don't want to play against the Phoenix Mercury, who barely are winning. Come on now. Come on. That's stupid. You still got to sell a fucking league. And to sit there and say she should be playing these teams is ridiculous. But like I told my brother Juan today, y'all have called this girl a savior of this league. Some of y'all believe that shit. Y'all really do believe that shit. But this is why I say these women are not jealous of her. They're pissed off at her because how the media have been portraying her. Y'all have told these women repeatedly from the day she entered into the draft. Y'all have told these women from the first time she entered her name into the WNBA draft. This woman is a savior. She's the reason why y'all are even being watched. She's the reason for why y'all are even getting talked about or even getting any of this media coverage. She's not even the reason for y'all having charter planes. Chartered planes. I'm assuming y'all gonna even say she's the reason for why Golden State's getting a team and Toronto's getting a team. I'm pretty sure that's coming up soon. I'm pretty sure of it. These women are not jealous of her. They're pissed off at her. They're pissed off at the media for portraying her like they're portraying her. Because you're discrediting the women that paid away for at Caitlin Clark. You're killing the legacy of the women that paid away for her. Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Tiana Charles, Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Miller didn't even get a chance to play in the WNBA because it was created after she was done playing. Cheryl Miller is one of the greatest basketball players ever. Her brother, Reggie Miller, is one of my favorite basketball players of all time. He got his ass whooped by her every fucking day of his childhood. Y'all are killing this league to pump up this woman and it's this young lady, this girl, and y'all keep fucking destroying this league. Y'all are sitting there telling these women that they ain't worth shit. And if it wasn't for her, nobody would give a fuck. Another thing that a lot of people are completely undermining is this draft class that she came in with. This draft class is one of the best draft classes I think the WNBA has ever fucking had. Because not only are they marketable, they already have popularity. This isn't just Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese, Angel Reese has popularity already. She didn't need Caitlin Clark's popularity. She didn't need Caitlin Clark. Camila Cadosa just won a national championship this past year. Karen Brake, who was at Stanford, what, 4 years? It was one of the best players in Stanford. Got to a couple Final Fours at Stanford. She's leading the WNBA in blocks right now. And actually, every game she's played, she's actually gotten better every fucking game she's played. Why y'all not talking about her like y'all talking about Caitlin Clark? She's white. This is the problem that this is. It's like y'all have made this girl the savior of a league. A league that y'all don't fucking watch to begin with. You never watched it. Y'all have added the racism and shit to this league. These women were doing well. Yeah, okay. More eyeballs on the TV set. Congratulations. But what does that cost you? Being called racist? Because of how you already play basketball? These women are competitive. We're about to watch the NBA Finals this upcoming week. June 6th, Dallas, Boston. These motherfuckers about to go out there and lay each other the fuck out if they got to. I won't hear a motherfucking word of how physical this shit is. Not one bit of it. Y'all can't handle a fucking hip check? Come on. Come on, man. My other concern is that y'all think that these women are supposed to just let her ass walk into the league and just win everything. That is fucking stupid. Like, no, you still gotta earn your stripes. You are a fucking rookie. They hype you the fuck up. You still gotta play us. You still gotta play us, bro. And the fact of the matter is, she's playing them and she's getting her ass whooped. The 2 games that Caitlin Clark has won this season, because she's only won 2 games. Yesterday against the Sky, and a game against the Sparks. Amazingly enough, is against 2 teams that's powered by rookies. But in those 2 games, she scored what, I think 11 or 14 points in the Sparks game, had a triple double, and they won that game. And then yesterday, they barely won, but they won. 11 points, I think like 8, 9 assists, and like 7 rebounds. She also had like 5 or 6 turnovers. But they won. When she scores past 20 points, they're 0-8. When she scores 20 points or higher, they are 0-8 this season. When she scores less than 20 points, they have won 2 games. So that tells me either the Indiana Fever need to learn how to play with her, or she needs to learn how to fit into their system. And I'm going with, she needs to learn how to fit into their system. And because they don't have chances to practice, because they're on TV all day, and they have to show up, and y'all expect this team to be good. This team was never gonna be good. I don't know who the fuck told y'all that. And to be honest with you, Caitlin Clark is supposed to be this fucking savior, right? 102-8. Because a player like Caitlin Clark that y'all keep screaming she is supposed to be walking in and automatically know what to do. But she's a fucking rookie. She gotta earn her stripes, man. This is ridiculous. These women are not jealous of her. They're pissed off at her because of how the media has made her. And y'all are the reason for why she's getting fucked up like this. Y'all are the reason. The media has at some point have to take accountability for what the fuck they are doing to her, because they are putting this pressure on her. She might be that good of a player. She might be that. But let's be 100% honest too. When the pressure was on, she folded. She never won. She got the 2 national championships. Did she win them? Did she win? Just because you won a couple games in college, did you win a big one? But yet you want to sit here and say that this girl is the savior of the league. And this is what I kept saying. She ain't done shit yet to be called this. And all this hype and all this excitement around her is what's getting her fucked up. Now, granted, these women can definitely stop trying to fucking kill her. That would damn sure help. But at the same time, y'all have asked these women, y'all have asked for the hype train for Caitlin Clark. Deal with the results that you're creating. Because the accountability in the media, since y'all want to now make this all about her, you better be ready for what the fuck's about to happen to her. Because this shit is just a start. And I'm not wishing it, but I'm pretty damn sure it's going to happen. NBA Finals is officially upon us. The two teams that will be representing their respective conferences will be the Boston Celtics of the Eastern Conference, going for their 18th NBA trophy, and the Dallas Mavericks representing the Western Conference Finals, going for their second NBA trophy. Me and my brother Juan again broke down this on our show today. My thing with this is this. This is the series where the truth is going to reveal itself. What do I mean by that? Either Boston shows the fuck up, like we've been waiting for their ass to show the fuck up, or maybe you learn a little bit more about the Boston Celtics than you probably wanted to, and have to admit some things to yourself that you probably don't want to. Me and my brother Juan talked about this earlier, and that was, what do you do? Sorry, but we talked about this earlier. What do you do with the Boston Celtics if they lose? And I said, he's like, what if you have to trade somebody? What if you have to trade Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown? Who would you trade? And without hesitation, I said I would trade Jason Tatum. You can get farther with Jaylen Brown than you can with Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is exactly like I said last week. He's Kevin Durant. He's gonna maybe bring you to the promised land, but you know you're gonna need somebody else to take you there. He can bring you there, but somebody's gonna have to like physically bring you over the hump. That's not Jason Tatum. He's good. He's solid. He's exactly what Kevin Durant is. But when he was in OKC, he wasn't winning a ring. He went to Golden State. He's won two. He's left Golden State. What has he done? That's the thing, man. I wish that Boston was just this dominant fucking basketball team, because we would not have to talk about this. This shit would be so easy, so done. Just, but because of something I told my brother Juan today, it's like Dallas. The biggest concern that I have for Dallas coming into this postseason was defense. Dallas defensively, I didn't know if Luka or Kyrie or any of them would show the fuck up defensively, and they have. So I gotta give them their credit. The shit that concerns me about Boston still concerns me about Boston. Nothing has changed. They sleepwalk through fucking games. This is the fucking playoffs, and you still sleepwalk in fucking games. I have no idea. What the fuck are we supposed to think about that? They sleepwalk in playoff games. I get it. You feel like you don't have to go full throttle for the Indiana Pacers. I get that. You feel like you ain't got to go full throttle for the Heat or the Cavs. Great. Whatever. Do you think? I don't believe that shit. You got to go full fucking throttle for Dallas. And I don't know if you will. I don't know if you fucking will. Because now you're asking these people to do something that they might not be able to physically pull the fuck off. I'm gonna be honest, like I said, in any NBA finals, it could go 7 or it could go 4. This really does feel like it could go 4 or it could go 7. It just depends on what Boston shows up. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I don't have no fear of Dallas. I know Dallas gonna show the fuck up. Kyrie gonna have these motherfuckers on 10 the entire fucking series. I don't know if Boston has that bite. I don't know if they got that bark, man. I don't know if they got that dog in them to really go up against the fucking Dallas Mavericks. I don't know. I would love for this series to go 7, but it could also go 4. And like I've been saying, every time I talked about Boston, I would not be surprised if it happened. I would not be surprised if Boston got swept. I would not be surprised if Boston sweeps Dallas. I would not be surprised if it goes 7 fucking games either. It really does depend on what Boston shows up. I will be doing uh, NBA Finals post game shows. So June 6th, first game show. Right after that, I will be talking about Game 1. Can't wait for it. Let's get into it, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Which brings me to the last thing I want to talk about, which I started something last week where I talked about the Houston Texans and NFL teams that I wanted to talk about coming into the season. Well, I'm going to continue that. So, this team that I want to talk about tonight, I feel like it's a very interesting team. Very interesting team. They have fixed some of the things that have pretty much hurt them for the last couple of years. Not to mention getting rid of one of the most important parts of this whole situation, their owner. I have been a fan of this team for a while, and I continuously thought this team would eventually wake the fuck up and get it going. And they haven't yet. But this season feels like one of them years where we ain't talking about them, but then they pop up. And then you're like, oh shit. I do believe this team will be in a playoff race. I know I've said this for the last couple of years, but new head coach, the office coordinator is very fucking shaky to me. I do not trust him, but at least he's not the head coach anymore. Thank the God. Thank God. Drafting a future franchise quarterback is another knot to this team, but having the running game that they have, a pretty decent offensive line. I'm not gonna be like this is the great offensive line. It's pretty decent. They got the weapons on the outside receiving core in the tight end. And add to the fact that their new head coach made their rival defense very damn dominant. And when he was a head coach, he took his team to the Super Bowl. Now, it's not his fault that his offensive coordinator at the time caught amnesia and started throwing the fucking ball the rest of the fucking game. Now, that's not his fault. That is not his fault. Hopefully, this offensive coordinator is actually smart enough to know when we're up 28-3. We're gonna run the fucking football. Maybe I hope he's smart enough to know this. If not, his ass gonna get fired again. But having a rookie quarterback that is that dynamic, like a Jaden Daniels, from where he came to what he became as in LSU, going from the Pac-12 to the Arizona State Sun Devils, pretty much telling them, go ahead, leave, throw his shit in the trash, get him out of here, to going to LSU and for 2 seasons dominating the SEC. Yeah, I say that, dominating the SEC. And Washington had a really good draft class this year. A really good draft class. I believe the Washington Commanders, and they just also got rid of Brandon McManus because of what's been going on with him. So they're pretty much going to have to go find a new kicker, which they got nothing but time. They're going to find one. But that is a very viable part of this team because you need a kicker. But it doesn't change how I feel about the Washington Commanders. Like I said, they could be borderline playoff team or borderline bad, but either way it goes, I think Washington this season is going to be the surprising team in the NFC. I think I don't trust the Cowboys like I like talking about it. I don't really damn sure don't trust the Giants. And I think the Eagles the Commanders always play the Eagles tough. Even when they didn't have Jane Daniels and Dan Quinn, they always played the Eagles tough. And now you have a quarterback in Jane Daniels and actually an actual defense you can trust and you can build with. That is why I feel like this team is going to be good. The NFC is such an interesting conference because we can kind of guess who might win divisions, but that wild card situation is a little shaky. There could be literally 3 teams from the NFC North, 3 teams from the NFC West. There could be 2 teams from the NFC South. There could be 2 teams from the NFC East. It's a very shaky conversation. But one thing I do know is this: Washington's in a very cushy conference with a very cushy division. And if you can just get past the Giants and the Cowboys for 2 games, or 3 games, you beat them, you sweep them, but split with the Eagles and win what 3 or 4 games, hey man, you can walk into the playoffs. So I think Washington's gonna be a very interesting game, and I think Jaden Daniels is actually gonna be the quarterback that's gonna win Rookie of the Year. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna win Rookie of the Year. Um, and I think Washington's gonna be in the playoffs. Now I don't think they're gonna be like Houston. They're gonna go all the way to the Super Bowl. But I do believe they're gonna make some noise and they're gonna get in the playoffs. I think they're gonna be a wild card. I don't think they're gonna win the division, but I do think they're gonna be a wild card. So yeah. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is I Believe Sports. I am BrandonJaneau, and like always, hope you guys enjoyed this, man. Touch y'all next week. Peace.